Yo, good morning, everybody. How you doing? This is your Coach Renz, and today we're going to talk about relationships for a second. I got something that I want you guys to learn how to do. Now, this hit me last night right around 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm not exactly sure what time it was. All I know is that I jumped up, I grabbed my journal, and I had to write this information down because what I do know is that if I didn't write it down last night, guess what? I'm not going to remember what it was. And even if I do, I'm going to miss some of the good points. So I wrote it down. If you guys are not in the habit of doing that, I want you to get into that habit. I want you to get into the habit of having a journal next to your bed so you can write these things down. You can also use it as a dream journal so you can write things down before you wake up, the dreams that you have, because you know as soon as your feet hit the floor, you're going to forget that dream. But anyway, to the subject at hand. What hit me last night, guys, is the fact that, and I don't know why, it just came out of nowhere. I wasn't doing this last night, but I know it's some part of who I am. I know it's something that I learned a long time ago, and I want you guys to know this. I want you to learn how to ask a sincere question. And what is a sincere question? Let me give you an example. This is how it normally goes. Usually, there's some situation that's going on within your relationship that you really have a problem with. And you really want to talk to your mate about it, but you don't want to come across as being whiny. You don't want to come across as starting an argument. You don't want to come across as complaining. You don't want to come across as always bringing some issue to the plate. So instead of just coming out and asking a straight question, you go this end around way of asking the question. Now let me tell you how we don't want to do it first. The first thing that we always want to do is we want to sit up there and we want to just complain. We want to complain. Let's say you got a problem with the cuddling. You like being touched on the ear. She ain't touching you on your ear. Ain't touched you on your ear in a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks long went by. She ain't touched you on your ear. Well, now you got a problem because you want to be touched on the ear. Now, of course, she not touch your shoulders, she not touch your chin, she not touch your nose, she not touch your forehead, she not touch the back of your head, but she ain't touch your ear. You know, the ear. That's your spot, your sweet spot. You like it. I mean, you like all the other stuff. Gotta get that ear. So, keeping the PG-13, people. So she's touching your ear. So you say, well, you know what, babe? It's been about 3 weeks and you ain't even touched my ear. I mean, you've been touching me all over the other place and I appreciate that, but you ain't touched me on my ear. And the reason why we don't ask the question that way, we don't state it that way, is because we know that you might get mad. We know you might fall into some level of depression, or we know you may do it, like you touch the ear, right? But then 3 weeks later, you're not touching the ear no more. Now we got to ask you again. Now we got to make the statement again. Now we're just going through this circle, this endless circle. Oh, it drives us crazy because we're going through this circle. It seems infinite, but it's not. Now, the other mistake that we make is that we ask an insincere question. Now, let's understand what the word sincere means real quick. Back in the old days, I did this on another video. Back in the old days, if a vase was made by the potter, and let's say the vase cracked, well, the potter would take wax and seal the vase with wax and then paint over it. Now, what a person would do is hold it up into the light. And when they hold it up into the light, they can see the crack. They can see where the wax had been put in there. And they would know that this is insincere, meaning it's not complete, it's not whole. So, it has a crack in it. See, your insincere questions have cracks in it. A sincere question has no cracks. It's held up to the light and it's pure, it's what it is. And that's what we need to learn how to do, is ask a pure question. So what's a pure, sincere question? What's an insincere question? Well, what we do most of the time is we ask an insincere question. The insincere question is this: I want to tell you that you don't touch me on my ear, but I know I can't come out and just say that directly. So, and I know some of you women would rather have things said directly, but this is where you got to know your mate. So, what we do is, and women do this too, but what we do as humans is that we'll say, you know, baby, I was just wondering because, you know, I want to check up on our relationship, make sure things are going well. You know, am I not doing something in our cuddle sessions that maybe you feel left out, or you feel like I'm not giving you enough? You know, I'm not touching you in the right places. I'm not holding you correctly. Not enough embrace pressure. You know, if I'm not doing something, because I really want to, you know, make sure that I'm giving you everything that you want because I care about this relationship. You know, yeah. And then, you know, you pretty much, you know that she know that you know that she know that you know that she know, but you know she's gonna come back and probably say, well, nothing, you know, you're doing everything's perfectly fine, everything's great, which, don't do that, don't lie, tell the truth, don't lie. If there's a problem, make sure that you say that there's a problem. If you rather have something else, if something's missing, say what's missing, don't lie, don't hold back. But usually, oh no, everything's good, everything's fine, and then you sit there and you're like, okay, babe, well, I just wanted to make sure, because, you know, I just want to make sure the relationship is good, and we sit back. It's like in sales, when you teach sales training, after you present your sale, your opportunity, the next one speaks, loses. So you sit back, you say nothing, you're quiet, you're waiting. You may even start moving around the house, you're waiting. Because what you're looking for is for her to come and say, well, honey, since you asked me that question, is there anything that I'm not doing in our cuddle session? You know, same question back at you. That's all you really wanted anyway. So when she asked that question, I said, well, you know, no, everything's good, everything good. You know, the only thing I do kind of miss when you used to touch me on the ear. You know, you haven't been really doing that. I mean, you touch me on my shoulder and everything, and I appreciate it. I appreciate it everywhere else because I know that the love is strong, the love is true. But, you know, I kind of miss a little ear tug. You know, I kind of miss that. So it's like you asked an insincere question. You only ask the question so that you can get the question asked back to you. So what I want you to do is learn how to ask a sincere question. I want you to learn how to ask a question without expecting anything in return. Now, how do you do that? How do you convince someone? How do you teach someone to not ask that question back? Well, the simplest way is to build that habit in the person. And the way to build that habit in the person is that every time you talk to them, every time you get ready to ask that sincere question because you sincerely want to know what it is. Wait, first, let's go back. First, have the intent that you honestly just want to know how to make the relationship better if you're doing anything that's not good. I mean, come on. We need to be checking up on our relationship. We need to be making sure on a consistent basis that we are doing what is necessary to make sure our mate is feeling love, happiness, understanding, communication, whatever it is. We need to make sure, we need to check these things. Not 6 months down the road, not an hour, not a year, not 2 years, not 10 years. We need to be checking these things like monthly at minimum. Monthly we need to be checking. So we ask the question. But we ask it sincerely with the pure intent of, I really, really want to know because I really, really want to work on this relationship. I really, really want to make sure that we're moving in the right direction. So how do we do it? What do? We got pure intent. Now, in order for her or him, because both people ask the insincere question, in order for her or him to fully understand it, we first have to go through a series. It may take months, years to get them to understand that when we ask these kind of questions, that we are not asking it because we want them to respond with the same questions. So therefore, they cannot. And we express that. Honey, I want to ask you a question, but you are not to ask me this question back. You cannot ask me this question back. And even if you do, I'm not going to respond. And I'm not going to respond to this. You can't ask me tomorrow. You can't ask me next week. You can't ask me the week after that. I'm not going to respond. All right? Because I just want to know the answer to this question. And it's all about you. I just want to know. All right? This is not about me. There's no wraparound. There's nothing coming back. However you need to explain it to your mate, you want to explain to them that I'm asking you this question. I don't want you to ask me the question back. Because my sincerity, my intent is purely that I want to know how I can make our relationship better. So, honey, in our cuddle sessions, am I doing something or not doing something that is not making me feel loved? Or do I need to increase something? What is it that I can do or that I haven't been doing, or I need to stop doing in order to make sure that our cuddle sessions are very special to you, that you're getting everything you need and want, desire out of our cuddle sessions? What is it? And wait for the answer. She gives you the answer. He gives you the answer. And then you do it. And that's it. And you keep doing it. Now, if she does or he does ask you the same question 3, 4, 5 weeks later, and you know your person. If enough time has passed that they probably forgot when you asked the question, and now they're asking the question with all sincerity, then you can answer it for yourself. But when you go into it, ask it with the intent that you are not getting a response question back, that they are purely going to just respond to your question, and then you're going to commit to the action to facilitate what it is they answered. That's it. That's a sincere question with sincere intent, because you sincerely want your relationship to become better, to become whole, to not have a crack in it where you can hold it up to the light and see the wax. You want it to be clear. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys start asking sincere questions, because that's what it's going to take. Please continue to support us on Patreon. Because why? Because we like doing this. We like being here to help you. This is my mission. This is the thing that I love to do, is to help people have better lives. So with no further ado, please free yourself to be yourself. Why? Because your greatness is non-negotiable.